But first, here's my take. Most people would agree that Donald Trump is a strange standard bearer for Republicans. He espouses few of the party's traditional positions and disavows most of its icons. Almost every important conservative publication opposes him, as do most leading conservative pundits. Of the 5 previous Republican nominees for president, 3 will not publicly affirm that they would vote for him. And I would bet that a 4th, John McCain, will not when it gets to the privacy of the polling booth. And yet, amazingly, Trump has received about the same level of support from Republicans as previous GOP nominees, so far at least. The election might well hinge on this simple issue, whether Republicans prove to be rational or tribal. I'll explain. The last time so many Republican leaders defected was in 1964, and Barry Goldwater was wiped out in a landslide. But the difference today is that the person doesn't matter, the party does. For months now, many conservative intellectuals have hoped that the campaign would reveal that Trump was neither Republican nor qualified. It has on several occasions, most recently at Monday's debate. Public opinion polls showed that Hillary Clinton won by a huge margin. But when Republican and Republican-leaning likely voters were asked in an NBC News poll whether the debate had improved their opinion of Clinton, 4% said yes. When the same group was asked whether it had worsened their impression of Trump, just 6% agreed. These dynamics have reminded me of Jonathan Haidt's seminal book, The Righteous Mind. Haidt uses exhaustive evidence to explain that our political preferences are not the product of careful analytic reasoning. Instead, they spring from a combination of moral intuition, instinct, and tribal affiliation with people who we believe share those instincts. We use reason, facts, and analysis simply to affirm, to justify our gut decisions. Now, if you think this is only true of other people and not you, consider the example of Peter Thiel, a billionaire technology entrepreneur and investor who co-founded PayPal and funded Facebook. He's extremely intelligent, well-read, with mostly libertarian views. And he strongly supports Trump for a truly bizarre reason. He asserts that Trump's most significant statement during this campaign, revealing his worldview, was praising the Scottish and Canadian healthcare systems, one a nationalized system, the other a single-payer system. Thiel cited this as proof of Trump's remarkable willingness to think heretically and challenge Republican dogmas about government. Now, another interpretation of Trump's remark would be that it was a stray comment thrown off the top of his head, signifying almost nothing. NBC News calculates that he has changed his position 124 times on 20 major issues since the campaign began. And most important, after that offhand reference, Trump backed down from his support for government health care, instead only reciting Republican orthodoxy about the evils of Obamacare. So a libertarian has chosen to support a man whose main and utterly consistent public policy positions are anti-free trade and anti-immigration, and who has promised to appoint highly socially conservative judges to the Supreme Court because he is convinced that Trump is actually a closet admirer of Britain's nationalized healthcare system. I cannot think of a better example of Haidt's thesis that we come to a decision first and reason our way to it afterwards. Paul Ryan has managed similar acrobatics. Ryan is opposed to all Trump's major policy proposals: the wall, mass deportations, ending birthright citizenship, unilateral tariffs against China, renegotiating NAFTA, total opposition to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and he's even publicly condemned many of them. And yet, he explains, Trump is his man. The trend to look for in this election, then, is whether Trump is losing support among Republicans. That would indicate that politics is turning into something that's about more than tribal loyalty to a sports team. After all, democracy depends on the ability to look at evidence and argument, to use reason and judgment, and to take seriously our roles as citizens of a great republic. For more, go to cnn.com/Fareed and read my Washington Post column this week. And let's get started.